So you're about to do the river crossing?
Yeah, buddy.
How are you feeling?
Fantastic.
Kaya?
No comment.
No comment? Don't know if your baby's going to be too happy about this one.
Alrighty, so first morning, we've woken up here at Moon's Crossing. Now we stayed down here last night, read a few good reviews on it. It's a free campsite just down off Wheatley Coast Road, just outside of Northcliffe. So we crossed over the river last night. Really good crossing, bit of water going through it as you can see, but relatively easy to get across with all the right procedures. So we've stayed over the Pemberton side last night. Free camp, doesn't really get too much better.
Where are we going?
I'm going to go grab a coffee from over there. That's what I am going to do.
Oh, really?
I didn't get to drink my coffee this morning.
You spent hours making it.
I know, made for everyone else but not for me.
Aww. Okay, what about after you get a coffee?
Maybe we'll look at heading into the national park. It is lunchtime after all.
Okay.
When I said no rush last night, I mean literally.
No rush.
That's alright, we'll get in there.
After a late start at Moon's Crossing and a quick pit stop in Northcliffe, we finally head in the direction of DEntrecasteaux National Park. This trip had been locked in for roughly 4 months, and to say that Anna and I were keen to get back down here with the rest of the gang was an understatement. We entered the park from the western side via Chesapeake Road, which had quite often been littered with corrugations. It wasn't long before we were airing down and the exciting reality of living off-grid for the next 3 days had well and truly kicked in.
After having a nap and consuming some snacks, it looks like Kai's woken up in a much better mood this morning.
Swim through your veins like a fish in the sea. I'm singing, follow me and everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And if you wanna leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like us.
After listening to Kurt and Kai's interesting cover of Follow Me by Uncle Cracker, we turned into the direction of Moore's hut, where we had pinned to stay for our second night under the stars in the beautiful southwest. It was from this point that the tracks had started to soften, so locking in the hubs was essential to ensure that the tracks are continued to be kept in a healthy condition for all of us to use in the years to come.
You reckon 23 PSI would be alright for that speed, Scotty, or lower? I think from memory last time it was quite hard, but I know it changes all the time out here, so I don't know, we got 22 an hour, we'll find out pretty quickly. Yeah, I'll find out when I get bogged, eh?
Well, that was an absolutely mint afternoon. We were so fortunate to get such a perfect day weather-wise in the middle of winter. The vibes were high and we were set to head back to camp to prep for dinner as Jared was set to unveil his famous stew. It was a crowd pleaser, so much so that the night took a completely unexpected turn after consuming it. I don't think any of us saw this coming. Crank that banger up. Maddie Medwin, the dance floor's yours, son. Morning.
that smoke, Anna?
Starting to catch fire again.
So we've made it to Fish Creek today, and it's dawned on me that a fair few of us have no idea how to say this national park's name. So I've struggled with it for a very long time. Every time we come down here, I can't seem to say it, can't tell people where we're going because I can't pronounce a word properly. Scott, on the other hand, is pretty good at it. He's practiced it enough to realise what the fuck he's talking about. Me, not so much. So I'm just gonna interview the guys and see what their responses are. Scott, where are we?
DEntrecasteaux National Park.
Very good, pretty good. Foxy,
What?
where are we?
That's my beer, Don't ask. I don't even know how to say it.
It's your time to shine.
DEntrecasteaux.
Have a crack.
Han, dying from the smoke. How do you say where we are?
DEntrecasteaux or something.
What is it?
Jeff?
DEntrecasteaux.
That's pretty good. I don't mind it.
Southwest WA.
Fucking smart ass. You gonna give it a whirl, George?
No.
Nah. Matt,
Definitely not giving it a crack.
you have to.
Yeah, I'll pull it
What
up.
was it? Yeah, pull it up and let me have a gaze. On. Le DEntrecasteaux.
Love it.
Jack?
DEntrecasteaux. X. Fuck, that's about as good as you're gonna get.
Wait, someone else do a different accent now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DEntrecasteaux National Park.
I need to see it. Can I see it?
Yeah, there you go.
Don't look at it. There's an X on the end.
DEntrecasteaux X.
It's Andre Castro.
DEntrecasteaux. Because that's what he said. That's what Scott said, so it's right.
Curtis?
It's definitely Andre Castrox.
Nice.
DEntrecasteaux.
What? Have another crack.
With our third night spent out at Fish Creek, we were forced to bunker down a little earlier than planned, with the weather taking a turn for the worst. The rain had set in, and it wasn't going away anytime soon. Sunday morning had arrived, and it was at this point we realised there was only one day left before we were due to head back to Perth tomorrow. We skipped around and completed a pre-start check on the cars before hitting the tracks for another action-packed day.
Alright, let's roll. Overland.